Welcome, kings and queens, to another episode of Unapologetic, your number one podcast. This is the show where kings and queens tell their legacies and on. So get ready for the gems to drop and pull up to the table.
He going into him because tell him you got to be tight.
that was it. He on the website on the Carter funeral home website, carterfuneralhome.com. Might I add, ladies and gentlemen. But your website gives so much detailed information. It's well put together. You even give a on the biography standpoint on the website. It's almost like I can relate to you while I was reading, man. It was so honest and real. It wasn't, an AI generated, or you hear the professionalism when people, have been doing it so long and it's just a business to them.
Right. Absolutely.
But with your standpoint, it's amazing that that this young king is like, I want to speak with him. Like, hey, sir, is it okay if I come in the office? You know what I mean? So how did this happen, man? Because most of the time you don't hear about kids being in this type of realm of death,
Absolutely.
of the afterlife.
Absolutely.
How did that happen?
So my goal was I wanted to leave a legacy. Not just in the funeral industry, but in every business. Where we are failing at is that we're not leaving a legacy. Any black, white, green, and yellow, when it's our time, it's our time. So, and we don't know the time. And the problem is with our community, with our all over the world, is that we don't realize we have to leave a legacy, right? We got to leave it, because we don't, then our work is in vain. We're gonna lose it once we gone. And so my prayers were, Lord, I want my children to be my legacy, my grandchildren, and anyone so forth in my family. And it don't just have to be my children. It can be a cousin, aunt, brother. I want to leave this legacy as a family legacy, so that we can continue on the things that I have laid the foundation. But the thing is I told myself I was not going to force my children. In the funeral industry, we attempt to force our children to take over. And if they don't have the gift or the love for the business, you can't do that. They only doing it because I'm doing it for daddy. And you can't do it for daddy. You got to do it for the people and for the heart and for the purpose and the passion for it. So I did never say, my kids got to do it, because I know my girls, they emotional. Like my oldest daughter, Ari, I want her to be in the business. I really kind of am hoping that she will go to school eventually. When she get in high school, she's in middle school. But when she get in high school and graduate, I'm hoping that she'll at least go for accounting. So she'll be over all the finance here.
Oh, man.
At least be a part of something. If she don't want to do the back work, at least be part of something. But my daughter, Ari, she cries. She's a baby. You know what I'm saying? She like her mama. She tell wrong with her mom. So, she cry harder than the families do. And I said, baby, you can't be up here in front of all these people crying harder than they is. So I said, you know
That's
what?
Beautiful, man.
We'll figure something else out with you. But my boys, so my second oldest son, who you seen on the website, his name is Zashawn. And so he as I was preparing to, open up the business, he said, Dad, I want to make some money. I said, okay, well, I got somewhere you could do. So before I opened up, I was doing funerals out of Chicago, which was my best friend. He was letting me use his facility. And he started doing, my son started doing a couple funerals with me, and he was like, okay, this not too bad. And I was kind of nervous because I didn't think he was going to be able to deal with the deceased the way that I do. And and him being young and being exposed to it, they culture is different from mine. So when I was little, it was like, okay, it don't faze me. But with his culture, they get
Yeah,
that,
yeah, yeah.
they ain't too fine about it. But he accepted it, and he took it very well. So then he started doing more services with me, started doing more services. And then as we begin to open up, he was like, this is something I want to do.
Wow.
He's great in sports. So he's in sports, football, basketball. He's really heavy and bound into that. But this is another desire for him. And I want that because basketball, football is great and you can make money for it. But what if at times where you don't know what's ahead in the future, where you can be hurt, or
Oh
you got to have
man,
another
yes.
backer?
You
And that's
gotta
what
think about that.
and that's why some athletes don't look at that's a physical that's a physical sport, and
Right.
so you got to make sure that you find something that's a B plan, because if something happened in your A plan game, you got to venture off to have a B plan.
Of
So
course.
my son, he wanted to be in the business, and I said, "Hey, listen, I'm gonna show you everything." And I'm glad because I'm starting him young,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
it gives me time to get him on the right path and right track. And so
Man, that's beautiful,
it is,
man.
man. And I tell my son, he'll text me every week. Hey, Dad, we got a funeral this week. I said, son, some people do want to live. So I know you want to do services. I can see your passion. I can see your desire because you got the
Oh,
same
bro.
zeal. He has the same zeal that I had when I was a kid. But let some people live. Let's not. Well, I'll let you know when we got to serve.
Man, that's
But that
hilarious.
brings me joy because it
Yeah.
allows me to know that my son is want to care for the people in this community. And so my oldest son, he did his first funeral with us, which was my great aunt. He did
Mm.
his first funeral with us last week. And so my oldest son is now he lives in Holland, and
Okay.
now he's he want to learn the ropes, and he actually is doing great. But what brings me great joy, even just amongst all my children, my one of my youngest sons, one of my baby sons, Zion, he if you look into our social media, he actually present the crown on a behalf of my aunt. And
Oh
so
wow.
I was a little nervous because he did one service with me, and then
Right,
the
right,
second
right.
service happened to be my aunt funeral. And so I was
Okay.
like, okay, we're gonna let him bring the crown down. I was a little nervous because one, he's young. Yeah, a lot of people looking at you because I still get nervous. If you don't still get nervous, that means you're not doing your job. I'm not arrogant that I still get nervous walking down in front of people. So
Okay.
we
Okay.
at the day of the service, before the service started, maybe show him 3 times on how to walk the crown down. So I was like, ooh, I'm a little nervous. Is he gonna get it right? Is he gonna do it? Is he gonna drop the crown? Is he gonna
Yeah,
step
that's
wrong?
what that's
Because
the
you gotta know
part.
how to step. When you walking that crown down, you gotta have a balance. It's like ballerina. You gotta have a balance on that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh my God. I said, Lord, please guide his footsteps, his mind, and that he do a great job. And when I tell you, my son knocked it out the ballpark. He got down when he was walking. He got down there a little, and he was moving a little too fast. And then when he got like halfway down, and you can hear people, congratulate him and feed him on.
Yeah.
He started going up with it, and then he started hitting a little hump with it. I said, "Okay, son, bring it down
Now
to
he
me."
coming to the
So he
band. He brought
coming.
the
He was
band
coming.
out.
So I am so honored that
That's
my
what's up,
children
man. That's
I'm so
beautiful.
honored and blessed that my children is looking to continue our legacy here at Carter Funeral Home, and not just for my children, but for my entire family and for my friends. Even though it's a Carter family funeral home,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
it's for everybody. Anybody in the community that wants to learn about this business or have a desire, I'm here to help. I don't know everything. That's why I have so many funeral director friends that I lean on to because I
Of
don't know
course.
everything.
Of course.
But I want to help people to get in this business if this is something they want to do, because people don't realize this is a business that we don't talk about, but this is a business that everybody got to
Man,
come see. So
what?
everybody not might not come to your food truck, everybody may not come to your restaurant, everybody may not come to your business, but this is a business that everybody got to come see one day, regardless if they choose Carter Funeral Home or choose another funeral home. They
Yep,
got to
yep.
come here one day. So
Yeah.
I'm here to look to help anyone and continue the legacy that I have laid the foundation on.
Man, that was beautiful, man. That was beautiful. Let me pause. So, Mr. Hawthorne, man, brother, is a First of all, how old are you?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Or how old are you?
33.
You're 33. 33. Establish a business in 2023. Already have a multitude of clientele in the community and networking connections through other individuals in your career field. And then on top of that, you're already shoot, man, you are already a pinnacle in the community. People
Yes.
just don't
Yes.
see how bright your light is.
Yes.
And so I hear that wholeheartedly, especially in cities and towns where popularity dictates a
Hmm.
lot of the business and networking that goes on in the community.
Yes.
Um, as I call it, community politics.
That's it.
You
That's
know what
it.
I mean? Sometimes you
That's it.
gotta
No
cut,
better way to say it.
yeah, you gotta cut that out before you can then progress into other fields.
Yes.
And from my, my research, y'all know I love reading and doing my research. I came across information that is a little disturbing to me, man, because
Okay.
I don't I've never heard this term before, but it was stated that you were stealing bodies. And I'm like, whoa. When I was first heard told that, I'm like, wait a minute, like Jeepers Creepers, or we're like talking about clients? Because if we're talking the
Yeah.
first one, I'm gonna have to direct myself to the proper law enforcement right now. But if we're talking about business,
Yes.
I can see why some people will feel that way. But
Uh-huh.
would you mind elaborating on that?
Yeah. So that I got that title while back that
Hmm.
I still get it now that I'm stealing bodies. And so I'm like,
Man,
how is I'm stealing bodies? How do you steal a body? There's
yeah,
no way you can do that.
yeah.
Now that's a criminal way where you can just steal a body,
Right,
but
right.
I'm not, I just open my business. I'm not trying to be in jail. So you technically can't steal a body. And I think the terms that they are trying to refer to is soliciting. They are
Okay,
saying that I'm steering and soliciting others, people to come to my facility. Well,
okay, okay.
they were saying this before I even opened a business. So
Huh?
I didn't even have a business at the time, and they were saying I was steering
So time out. I'm sorry. Pause. So the narrative was created before the establishment was
before
even
the establishment. Yes.
okay. That all right. Continue. I had to make sure I
So it,
understood
it
that.
goes back to when after I left Tunes Funeral Home, I went to school and then I started working for that funeral home that I did my resident training under.
Oh,
And
okay.
so that's when, people in our community have seen like, okay, there is an African American guy that works for a Caucasian funeral home. This
Gotcha.
Caucasian funeral home is one of the best funeral homes in the community that service predominantly Caucasian. They really never serve African American as much.
Okay.
So
Okay.
when all the years that I was at this, Toombs Funeral Home, people knew who I were, right?
Mm,
And I'm the same person I was then that I am now. I'm even better now, but people remember you. And so some people started coming over to that funeral home I was working at, and they liked the professionalism that they was receiving and the
right.
treatment
I
they was
mean,
getting and the
people don't
caring.
come to places that don't respect them.
Correct. Right.
Safety, none of that.
All
So
that. So people started coming. And so then when I left there, I went to another funeral home and more people started coming. And so some of the African American funeral homes was upset and they were making false accusations about me saying that I'm soliciting or a better word, stealing bodies. And I'm like, no,
yeah,
I don't,
man, that term
I,
just
it, that's
it's
the term
just
they gave me.
crazy.
That's my title. That's what I wear. They say that I do. And
Yeah,
so I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
there's no way that I can steal a person's body. I can't, I don't solicit anyone. I don't
Mm.
make nobody, I let them make their own,
Life
sound
changing
mind
decisions,
choice,
right? Yeah.
decision on where they want to go. And so that has always been my motive. That's always been my dilemma, that you do not make a family go. Now, I done heard from a lot of families, oh, this funeral home, they tried to push me to do this, they tried to push me to do that, they forced me in this, or they keep bothering me. I told them I was going to let them know if I was going to go with them or not. I don't do that. And
Right,
so
right, right,
the
right.
things that I heard that the things that I heard that the funeral homes was going around, and not just the funeral homes, but some people was going around saying that, I was soliciting and doing things that I shouldn't be doing, was not true. And so I have always said, let the family choose where they want to go. And if they want to go to you, they'll come. Families have a right to choose wherever they want to go. They can choose that before death or even after death. So a family can say they can make prearrangements, which is, I
Okay.
encourage everyone to make their prearrangements. We don't want to talk about death, but this is necessary. And so make your prearrangements so you know when something happened, everything is in line. But also,
Mm.
even if you make your prearrangements with one funeral home and your family, or you decide to go somewhere else, either upon death or before death, you can switch at any time. You can even switch at the time of death, where you can say, you know what, hey, I was going to go with this funeral home, I decided to go with someone else. That's that family choice.
Right,
Now,
right.
you know, it brings that funeral home, to get to thinking, like, what did we do wrong, or what we can do better,
Of
or
course.
what was the reason. But you can't be upset with the receiving funeral home that the family chose to go with, based off because they choose not to go with you. And there's
Mm.
been times where people, say, they came to me and they say, hey, Eric, we're going to go somewhere else. I had a family that say, hey, Eric, we want to use you. We want to use your services, but we can't afford it right now. So we going somewhere where we can afford it.
And that's, I mean,
And
that's
you know what? I
respectful.
respect that family. I still pray for that family. I love that family. And sometimes I will still even go by the services just to give my condolence, because I want them to know that I'm still there. I still care for you,
That's a
regardless, because you chose me, but it wasn't the financial was a difficulty for you. But I want
which
you to know I still
yeah.
care for you. And it's not to go to a funeral home where another funeral home is in charge to try to be funny, or to, show up, or try to, make the family feel like, that I could have done better. It's
Mm.
more of, I care for that family. It's all about that family. It's not about me
So
and you.
would you say that since you were doing that kind gesture and the funeral home that you did visit for with the family just to show love and support possibly took it as maybe he's scoping my business and what we do uniquely instead of coming to you and having a conversation or vice versa, you just once you pull up, hey, I'm just here to show my respect and love for the family. I'm not here to step on any toes or
Mhm.
solicit. I really am here as a support of an outsider.
So I
uh
think I think that they I think that I don't think that I was there to do something else.
mm,
But their demeanor shows that,
mm.
oh, we need to watch them. So everywhere I went in, where the service is at, they looking, they mean mugging, they doing all these things. I see.
Man,
Listen. I don't care what funeral home come to a service that we have. I'm going to treat them just like they're guests,
yeah,
because
I mean,
I have the family. I'm servicing the family. What I'm going to be upset with you walking through the doors? I'm going to treat you right, because we should be able to actually work together. And that's the issue, that we need to be able to work together. We have now 4 African American funeral homes in Muskegon, and we should all be able to get together and work together. What the old gospel song is, when we all get together, when we
mm,
all get to heaven, what a
mm-hmm.
day that will be. And why we can't all just get together and work together and serve together. But we so divided, and everybody want, it's too many chiefs and not enough Indians. Everybody want to be the head and not the tail. No, nobody want to be led. They want to be the leader and not
Mm,
lead, and not
mm.
be led. And so, going back to what you were saying, that, being called the body snatcher, I was never that. I don't tell families where to go. They go where they want to go. And when they come to me, I'm gonna give them the best, because I only got one time to get it right. and it got
Right.
to be the best.